Happening now on Daybreak, Nate making landfall in Central America, why you should prepare here and not panic.
Plus, the new medical marijuana dispensary now open in the capital city. We'll hear from one patient who says medical marijuana saved her life.
And I've shown you butter art before, but have you ever wondered how someone gets into it? I'll tell you in your WCTV must-see.
This morning, a state of emergency officially declared in Florida as officials track Nate. The entire Big Bend falling under that emergency.
Governor Rick Scott activating the Emergency Operations Center, urging people to prepare.
We already started having phone calls with people around the state. We started yesterday with utilities, with the sheriff's office. And so the whole goal is always make sure we coordinate local, federal, and state resources.
So, Rob, this is what everyone is talking about. They're talking about Nate, and so they want to know, should they cancel weekend plans? What's going on now out there?
All right, well, first things first, Nate still looks like it's moving more west, and that's good news for our area. As far as if you need to have pretty plans for the weekend or pretty weather for your plans for the weekend, totally different kind of question, and we'll get to that in a second. For now, the 5 a.m. numbers put Nate's winds at 45 miles per hour. The pressure just under 1,000 millibars. It's not an exceptionally strong tropical storm, but it's going to move across some pretty warm waters in the northwestern Caribbean, where it's going to have a pretty good chance to strengthen before it interacts with a little piece of the Yucatan. From there, as it enters the Gulf, that's when we'll start talking about some better chances for this to intensify a little bit more as it heads towards the Gulf Coast, likely sometime maybe by late Saturday night or early Sunday morning, and it still could reach hurricane strength before that happens. Notice the cone, though, barely getting into any bit of Florida, and each run that we get, the confidence grows higher and higher that the storm will not deviate much from this track, which means our side, while it's close enough to feel some sort of impacts in the Gulf especially, and an enhancement to our rain chances, I don't think we're looking at any kind of direct deal from this system. We'll watch, we'll see over the next 48 hours, of course, and make sure that that indeed verifies. The radar picture's got nothing on it for us right now. We will notice an increase in clouds today and humidity as different tropical moisture finds its way this way, and I think that should keep the temperatures down a little. We hit 90 yesterday. We'll break down our forecast in just a bit.
All right, thanks for that, Rob. So in the wake of that tragedy in South Florida where 11 people died at that nursing home, Governor Rick Scott is hoping that the state can do more to protect nursing homes and have them prepared for storms.
Yeah, he wants the state's Constitution Revision Commission to add measures that put patient safety first. As she mentioned, a dozen seniors died at this South Florida rehab center after Irma, the storm knocking out power, leaving residents suffering in the heat. Scott then ordered, if you remember, all nursing homes to upgrade their generators. A nursing home group is challenging that order.
And speaking of Irma, many people are applauding our local officials here for what they say has been a quick response to power outages and downed trees during that storm. And as the Big Bend faces another potential storm, local government officials are working to be just as prepared this time around.
That's right. Erica Fernandez has more. Erica, what's the city and county doing this time around?
Good morning, ladies. Since the news broke on Tuesday night that Nate might be impacting the Big Bend area, the county and city immediately beginning preparations, sending out emails and texts and even reaching out to mutual aid. The city even speeding up already planned utility work. Now, crews working on transmission lines near Thomasville Road in anticipation of bad weather this weekend. They were planning to work around the clock to get the work done. But crews now far enough along just to work overnight, but other preventative measures also being taken. Emergency operations holding several meetings on Thursday. Officials say right now we're in a monitoring and observation stage.
We're trying to assess what rainfall potential we may have, what our wind potential may be, whether we're going to see severe thunderstorms which could produce tornadoes. All of those, depending on the magnitude, will affect any planning we do with respect to sandbags or shelters.
Now, the county is really stressing the importance of being prepared, regardless if Nate shifts away from us or not. They say now is a good time to replenish your hurricane. Now, and they say that even if you don't need it this weekend, it's always good to still be prepared because there are still 2 months left of hurricane season. Reporting live in Tallahassee, Erica Fernandez, WCTV Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Erica. That's a good point. I mean, there's still 2 months left. Just stay prepared.
Absolutely. And speaking about preparing, many people still in need of supplies after Irma blew through the Big Bend a month ago. They say they aren't taking any chances this time around, and they're gearing up.
That's right. Alex Crescenti shows us how one county is helping its residents prepare.
Gadsden County, people came out to pick up basic supplies like food, water, and clothing, and baby supplies, but these were not originally intended for Nate. This Gadsden County parking lot packed with people, but they aren't shopping, they're preparing.
Oh, maybe about 10 minutes. I've been in the line now about 45 minutes.
In participation between Gadsden County and the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement, they were able to provide a 53-foot trailer of supplies, and the community turned out in a big way. But those waiting knew it would be a long wait.
A lot of people are suffering, a lot of people in want of food and everything, and whatever they're giving away, this is a great help.
However, these supplies weren't originally meant for the upcoming storm.
It was just ironic that this was post-Irma supplies.
With landfall expected sometime this weekend, county officials want to make sure residents are prepared for the worst, even if it turns out not to be.
When our emergency management says, hey, this is the information that we're receiving from the National Weather Channel, we just got to get into gear. And as a whole for Gadsden County, we as a whole get into gear. We do what we got to do.
Now, last week in Tallahassee, a similar event was put on that served around 300 people.
All right, as you know, many Floridians hit hard by Irma are still trying to get back on their feet. And actually, the last shelter in Miami-Dade County officially closed its doors yesterday. Officials there have finally put the remaining evacuees into other housing.
Meanwhile, Vice President Mike Pence and his wife were in Florida last night visiting storm victims at a disaster relief center in Orlando. Many of those victims evacuating from Puerto Rico. Officials say it's going to be months before the island is fully restored.
We are tracking Nate here on WCTV, our weather team working hard to keep you informed both on air and online. So you can log on to our website for more information and tune in to our shows.
In other news this morning, more medical marijuana is now available in the capital city. Certera hosting its grand opening Thursday. The new dispensary is on the corner of Killarn Center and Village Square Boulevards. It offers oils, sprays, and vaporizer pens. Edibles are also in the works there. One patient calling the drugs a lifesaver, saying they're helping her epilepsy much more than traditional medicine did.
You have to be in charge of your own health. You know how you feel. Nobody knows that better than you. So if you know you don't feel good, then try something else. And why wouldn't you try something natural as opposed to something chemical that's made in a lab that I know doesn't make me feel well?
Though the grand opening was Thursday, Certera first opened for business actually 3 months ago.
Well, in other news, who doesn't like a good deal, right? Some Tallahassee residents are getting deals on children's clothes. The 1 Week Boutique is setting up shop at the Tucker Civic Center, and you can find deals on gently used items for infants all the way up to kids, some of them marked down by 80%. It's a way for families to save money and for consigners to make a little extra cash.
So the most amazing thing is when they check out and they see how much stuff they get and for how little it is. A lot of them are amazed at how much. They're like, I got all this for $100 or all this for $50, so it's a good feeling for them, and they're able just to buy more for their family.
So anything that doesn't sell here actually goes to charity, and the 1 Week Boutique continues today through Sunday, but it will be closed due to the FSU Miami game, which is still on for Saturday.
Well, let's take a look at your WCTV must-see. As a dog lover, I always want the best for my pup. If you're the same way, you might like these. Take a look. These are fancy dog houses. Some are solar-powered and all are environmentally friendly. Yes, solar-powered dog houses. Dog house hunting is apparently the newest thing in Denver. The INKN castles will wowzer your Bowser. Made a joke there. We'll have things like rainwater collection, solar-powered lights, and also passive cooling, all in a dog house. All right, well, we've seen butter art at fairs before, but it's not easy to be a butter artist, apparently. Ken Robinson is making a butter version here of Mount Rushmore. He says it's the most difficult medium he's ever dealt with, but liked the challenge, which is how he got into it. He spent months crafting the sculpture that you see here. He says a steady hand and freezing cold studio is the key to being a great butter sculptor. And he says it may not be a masterpiece, but it's better than nothing.
Better than
So you're full of them this morning.
Someone has to do it. You know, Art's gone. I just
full
gotta
of it this morning.
make it up at the end.
Fair enough.
I mean, that looks good, though. It is a masterpiece. It's pretty.
I wonder if you like take a bit to like
lot
fry
of
your
butter.
eggs or something. You know, like just do something.
You might
really
as well.
really
It's a
good.
whole lot of butter.
It is a lot of butter.
It's a whole lot of butter.
I couldn't do it.
Nice bow tie
Well,
today.
thank you.
Hot pink
Well,
with some orange in there.
It's pink month.
There you go.
I like it.
We do pink this month.
All right, so this month, also actually tomorrow, the FSU Miami game is still happening.
Oh,
which is
of
good.
course. Why wouldn't it?
I know.
But hold on. Let's remember, just because we're not expecting major impacts from a system doesn't mean we're going to have bright, sunny, and pretty weather.
Right. Yeah.
That's two very different kind of things right there. And I still think we're going to be looking at a pretty good chance for a decent amount of showers in our area. The storm itself, 45-mile-per-hour winds. It is now off of Central America and is getting closer to the Yucatan. The interaction with that will be very important, and that's going to happen tonight. As we get all the way into tomorrow afternoon, still middle of the Gulf, pretty warm water, pretty deep water, pretty good chance for intensification. Right now, not quite, or at least not quite expected to be calling this a hurricane by tomorrow afternoon. And also notice the part of the Gulf Coast that we're looking at, it is west of Mobile, and that's where the cone looks like it's headed, west of Mobile. Now, could that shift a little bit? Absolutely. So we're definitely not sounding the all clear, but what we're saying here is by Sunday morning, when landfall is expected, maybe someplace near Louisiana or Mississippi, we're certainly going to be keeping our eyes on it to see what comes our way, if anything. And then over the following days, it gets absorbed in the main flow, and that should be able to move away. So much to get to with our forecast. We'll focus on that next.
Ameris Bank, committed to helping fight hunger. We can fight hunger together. Donate now through October 31st at any Ameris Bank location.
I thought I had roof damage. Row Roofing responded immediately and found it. They worked with my insurance company and confirmed it. And now I have a brand new state-of-the-art roof installed by Row Roofing. If you think you have roof damage, call Row Roofing, the Tallahassee area's largest and most trusted roofer for over 30 years. Call Row Roofing at 850-386-7663.
Look at this, a Silicon Valley server farm. The vault to man's greatest wonders. Selfies, cat videos and winking emojis. Speaking of tech wonders, with the Geico app, you can get roadside assistance, digital ID cards, or even file a claim.
Do that. Yeah, that should work. It's not happening. Just try again.
I think I found your problem.
Thanks.
The award-winning Geico app. Download it today.
The Wild Adventures Season Pass is more than just a season pass. It's a non-stop family fun pass. A 4 places in 1 pass. A free parking pass. Buy before October 31st and save $45, or this pass offer is past history. Buy now at wildadventures.com.
You want the best for your home. You use it every day. You want quality that's going to last. You want help. There are so many choices. Water Lily in downtown Thomasville is your source for fine furnishings for kitchen and bath. Our professional staff will guide you through the selection process and will make sure you get what's right for your home. Whether you're remodeling or building new, we'll help make your